Welcome back to digital class, and now we are looking at this question. So this question here says that Sam removed an outer ring of the stem of a plant as shown. So the food carrying tube will remove. Again, food carrying tube will remove while the water carrying tubes remain in the stem. So you can see that the leaves is actually on top. So the food that produced will not able to go down. Why? Because it's removed. And you can see down part there's no food. Okay. Now what happened is after some time, he measured and recorded the thickness of the stem at part D and E. And you can see part D and E at first they are actually the same. But when it comes to day 4, D is bigger and day 7 is even bigger. Okay, so it's really increased in size already. Okay. Now A, explain the changes in thickness. Why? Why is it becomes thicker in part D? So I mean we can think backwards. It become thicker. Explain the thickness, right? So we know that it increased in size, it become thicker. Why it become increase in size? Because more food is actually being stored there. Why there's more food is being stored there? It's because of what? It's because the food cannot be transported to part E. Why cannot be transported? Because the food carrying tube is removed. Now we trace back, you see, from this result, we trace back to what is happening here. Then with that, we use that to explain. Okay? But I think one thing that we probably can a bit explain is that leaf make food. Okay, leaf makes food. So let's explain. Okay. Part D will increase in size as more food is stored in store. Okay, more food is stored as food cannot be transported to, or I should say food made by leaf. Okay, let me just add on here. Food made by leaves cannot be transported to part E because the food carrying tube is removed. Okay. Or another way is you actually can explain from here to here. You can say that as food carrying tube is removed, food was not able to transport to part E. That's why more food is stored at part D. It resulted into increase in size. I mean, you can explain from this to this, which I think maybe is way better. It's kind of more sequential. Okay. Also can. Okay. So anyway, but the most important thing is you must explain these few points in your answer. Okay. Partly will increase in size, more food is stored in food made by the leaf cannot be transported by E because of food carrying is removed. Also can. Okay, let's move on to part B. B. Sam observes that the plant with outer ring of the stem removed produced larger fruits compared to others. Explain some observation. So basically you see the keyword plant with outer ring of the stems removed. When it's removed, the food cannot be transported to another part. And with that, that's why the food actually is being stored in the fruit. That's why it becomes bigger. Okay? So now we need to explain Sam's observation. You can just explain food made by the leaves cannot be transported to the parts below D. Therefore, more food transported and stored in the fruits. That's why it become bigger. Okay, so basically an example, let me just draw. This is the fruit maybe, and this is removed. As you can see, it cannot go down, right? So it will be stored inside here. And here will also be swollen. More food will be on top. Okay, so I think that is clear enough, and I believe you can understand. So again, this is a very important concept that you should know, and it's being repeated many, many, many times. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you. See you. Bye bye.